So good morning everyone. So in the previous sessions we have seen and designed the DFAs in order to accept strings which belong to a particular pattern. So we have designed DFAs to accept all the strings that belong to a particular pattern and reject all the strings that do not belong to a particular pattern, or we can also call that as a language. Now in this class we are going to learn about designing of the DFAs, where the DFAs are going to accept some strings which are divisible by some number, and we call this kind of problems as the divisible by k problems. So therefore, for example, in case if we want all the numbers to be accepted which are only divisible by 5, so the DFA should be able to accept 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on, and reject all the numbers that come in between 5 and 10 and the ones that come in between 10 and 15 and so on. So this is the logic behind designing the DFAs, where it accepts only the strings which are divisible by some number. So when we consider these numbers, so these numbers can be treated either as a binary number or as a decimal number. So it depends upon the problem statements of, it depends on the problem statement as to what we are trying to accept. So therefore, we will see an example and also we will see the procedure in order to tackle the problem. So strings divisible by k. So first of all, we have to identify the radix. So the radix is nothing but the base of the number which you are trying to accept. In case if it is a binary number, then the radix is going to be 2, and in case if it is a decimal number, the radix is going to be 10. Next we have to find I. So I is nothing but the set of all the reminders that we are going to obtain when we divide any number by k. So therefore, if you are looking for all the numbers which are divisible by 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 are going to be the possible reminders. And we should also remember that in case we have found out the reminders, and those are going to be the states of the DFA that we are going to design. Then we are going to identify D. So D has to be treated as sigma. So that means we are looking for the symbols that make up the number or the string that we are going to accept. So in case of a binary, alphabet is going to be 0 and 1, and in case of decimal, this D is going to be all the numbers between 1 to 9. So this is simply what the string is made up of. Next we are going to identify k. So the k is divisor, and it depends on the problem statement what is the value of k. So now let us pick up a problem. So let us look at this problem. Design a DFA to accept strings of zeros and ones. So once they have given the statements as zeros and ones, it is easy for us to determine that the alphabet of the string is nothing but 0, 1. So this is the binary alphabet. Next, where each string is represented as binary number. It is more clear here. Next, only the strings modulo 5 should be accepted. So the strings modulo 5 should be accepted. So that means we have to accept the strings modulo 5. That means when we divide that string by 5, then the result has to be a 0. So this is nothing but 0 modulo 5 have to be accepted. And we also know the value of k here. So it is nothing but 5. So we can determine D, which is sigma. We can also determine k value, which is 5. And next we are left with the radix. Since we already know that this is a binary number, the radix is going to be 2, that is nothing but base 2. And we are also going to find out all the possible reminders. When a number is divided by 5, the possible reminders are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I also told you that these are nothing but the different states of the DFA. So we have designed everything and we have determined everything. So let us look up some strings which are actually going to be accepted by the DFA and some strings that are going to be rejected by the DFA. So we know that any number has to be divisible by 5. So the numbers are nothing but 5, 10, 15 and so on. These numbers are not going to be represented in decimals, rather they are treated as binary numbers. Therefore, So this is the binary number that has to be accepted by the DFA. So this binary number represents 6. Therefore, this number has to be rejected by the DFA, because when we divide this binary number, binary equivalent 6 by 5, we do not obtain the result of the remainder as 0. So therefore, all the multiples of 5 such as 1, 1, 1, 1 has to be accepted, 10 has to be accepted, and 15 has to be accepted. So these 3 has to be accepted and this has to be rejected. So this is the idea behind designing the problem. Now we have found out the states of the DFA indirectly through the reminders, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next job is to find the transitions on all the input symbols from these states of the DFA. So therefore, this is the relation that we are going to use in order to find out the transitions from the DFA states. So Qi has to be treated as the source state, A is some input symbol, and Qj is nothing but the destination state. In order to determine the number of this destination state, we have this relation R multiplied by I plus D mod K. So we have to evaluate this in order to get the number of the destination state that we have to reach on a particular input. So we will have to draw the table here in order to find out the transitions. So first we will start with the first value of I, that is 0. D are nothing but the input symbols, and in this case the input symbols are 0 and 1. We have to find out the transitions on both 0 and 1. Next we have to find out the value of j for each one of them and find out the transitions. So let us work for this example. We will make substitutions here. Here the radix is 2, therefore it is commonly 2 for all the transitions. So for the first value, we are going to do the calculation of 2 multiplied by 0 plus 0 mod 5. So this value is going to be 0 mod 5. So this value is going to be 0. So once you find out that it is 0, we are going to write here delta of Q naught comma 0 is equal to Q naught. We are going to substitute the value of j here as 0. So we have found out the first transition of the DFA. Next we are going to formulate all the transitions of this DFA to complete the problem. So second one, similar calculation, 2 into 0 plus 1 mod 5. So this is going to result in a 1. So this is delta of Q naught comma 1 is going to Q1. So similarly, we will find for the rest of the states. We will take the state 1, again find out the transitions on both the input symbols 0 and 1. So this is 2 multiplied by 1 plus 0 mod 5. Next is 2 multiplied by 1 plus 1 mod 5. So this results in 2 mod 5. So the answer is 2, and this is 3 mod 5, the answer is 3. So we have to remember here that whenever we have a smaller number modulus the larger number, the smaller number is going to be the result always. So we will write the transitions here. So Q1 comma 0 is equal to Q2, and delta of Q1 comma 1 is Q3. Next, from the second state, two multiplied by value of I plus 0. This is 2 multiplied by the value of I plus 1 mod 5. So this is 4 mod 5 is going to be 4. This is 5 mod 5 is going to be 0 because it is exactly divisible by 5. So delta of Q2 on 0 is Q4, and delta of Q2 on 1 is Q0. Similarly, 0 and 1. So this is 2 multiplied by 3 plus 0, 2 multiplied by 3 plus 1 mod 5. So this is nothing but 6 mod 5, the result is 1. this is 7 mod 5, the result is 2. So we'll fill up the transitions. Q3 on 0 is Q1 and Q3 on 1 is Q2. So we'll take up the last state, that is nothing but 4. We'll find the transitions on both 0 and 1. So 2 multiplied by 4 plus 0. This is 2 multiplied by 4 plus 1. We'll again do mod 5. So this is 8 mod 5, so it is going to be 3, and this is 9 mod 5 is going to be 4. So once we have finished forming all the transitions of this DFA, we are now ready to fill in or complete the transition diagram for the DFA. So we'll write the transition diagram. So we have 5 states in this DFA. So we'll write the 5 states. First one is a Q0, then we have Q1, and then we have Q2, this is Q3, and this is Q4. So Q0 is the start state of the DFA. So we'll go on filling up all the transitions on every state. So this is first Q0 on 0 goes to Q0. So we are going to put a loop on 0, and then Q0 on 1 goes to Q1. Next we have Q1 on 0 goes to Q2. Next we have Q1 on 1 goes to Q3. Next we have Q2 on 0 goes to Q4. Q2 on 1 goes to Q0. Next we have Q3 on 0 goes to Q1. Q3 to Q1, we are going to add a transition on 0. Next we have Q3 on 1 goes to Q2, Q3 on 1 goes to Q2. Next we have Q4 on 0 goes to Q3. So 0, we put a outgoing arrow to Q3. Next we have Q4 on 1 goes to Q4, Q4 on 1 goes to Q4. So this is how we complete and derive the transition diagram for the DFA. Next, we have to determine the most important thing, that is the accepting state of this DFA. So how to determine the accepting state of the DFA? So we know that any string W, when it is given, we have mod 5 is equal to 0. So when we have mod 5 is equal to 0, we know that the remainder has to be 0, and the state which is accepting everything with a remainder 0 is nothing but Q0. Q1 accepts every number which when divided by 5 is going to result in a remainder 1. Q2 is the state which is going to accept all the strings which when divided by 5 is going to result in a remainder 2. And now we are only interested in a remainder 0. Therefore, this Q0 is going to become the final state. So that is how we determine what is the final state. In case the problem statement said when the string is divided by 5, the remainder has to be a 1, then Q1 would become the final state. Next, we have to verify this DFA. So we'll pick up the strings that we have already framed here. So 5 is 0, 1, 0, 1, which has to be accepted, and 0, 1, 1, 0 has to be rejected. So we'll see if the DFA is able to do it. So first we have 0, 1, 0, 1. So we'll start from the start state Q0, follow the 0 transition. So we are there at Q0. Next we have 1, so we'll move here, and then we have 0, so we'll move here, and then at last we have 1, so we are moving back to Q0. So we see that after scanning all the input symbols, that is 0, 1, 0, 1, we are staying at the final state. Therefore, this string is accepted by the DFA. So we'll also verify whether the DFA is capable of rejecting all the invalid strings. So 0, 1, 1, 0, our aim is to reject this string, and we will see if the DFA can do it. So, 0, 1, 1, 0. So, first we have 0, so we will stay back in Q naught, then we have 1, after that we have to follow 1 from here, so we are following this arrow, after that we are following a 0, so we have to go back to Q1. So, once we go back to Q1 here, we have finished all the input symbols. So, therefore, you see that you are not in the, you have not gone to the final state, you are there at some Q1 which is a non-final state. Therefore, the DFA is rejecting all the invalid strings. So, this is the end of this problem. We will see a next problem. Right, now we will go and look into another problem which is very similar to the previous problem which we have done. So, therefore, we will read the problem statement first. Draw the DFA to accept decimal strings which are divisible by 3. So, we have to pick up few things from the problem statement here. So, we are interested in decimal strings. So, you should know that they are made up of the digits from 0 to 9 and they have to be divisible by 3. So, we have to pick up the divisor from the problem statement. So, we will formulate the several things that are necessary to solve the problem. So, first thing is to find out the radix. So, decimal strings, therefore, decimal are base 10 numbers. So, the value is going to be 10 for R. Next, we have to know the divisor. So, the divisor in this case is 3. Next, we have to determine D, that is nothing but the digits or the symbols what the string is made up of. So, therefore, the digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9. Next, we have to determine the reminders. So, when any number is divided by 3, the possible reminders are 0, 1 and 2. So, there are 3 states in this DFA, one representing all the numbers which give us the remainder 0, the second one representing all the numbers which give us remainder 1, and the third one representing all the numbers which give us a remainder 2. So, once we have found out this one and we have also determined there are 3 states, so we may just write them as Q naught, there is Q1 and there is Q2. So, we just can write the skeleton of the DFA. Once we have finished writing the skeleton of the DFA, now we have left to find out the different transitions on all the input symbols for this DFA. So, you can see here that now from each state we have to find out the transitions on all the input symbols. So, therefore, each state is going to have 10 different transitions. Then the second one is going to have 10 different transitions. So, there are going to be 30 different transitions. So, in order to simplify the procedure of finding the 30 different transitions, we may group the numbers which give us the same reminders. So, therefore, we are just going to say there are 3 classes. So, the first class is all the numbers that are going to give us the remainder 0, the second class is all the numbers that are going to give us remainder 1 and 2. So, we will start grouping the input symbols into 3 groups, so that we reduce the number of transitions that we are going to frame, because every digit which is there in this group is going to go to the same destination. Therefore, there is no need to calculate them or determine them individually. So, for one class we can determine one transition. So, therefore, everything that results in a 0 remainder are 0, 3, 6 and 9. So, all these digits when we have modulo 3 are going to give us remainder 0. All of them are going to have the same transitions. So, next, anything that results in a 1 is nothing but 1, 4 and 7. Any digit that results in the remainder 2 is nothing but 2, 5 and 8. So, it is enough if you find out the transition for the first group, second group and the third group. So, now we are going to frame the different transitions for the 3 states. So, first of all, we have the value of I. This is going to be 0 for the first time, 1 and 2. D is nothing but 0, 1 and 2, because we are finding out the transitions only for the 3 different classes and not individually. So we have to find out the value of j. So here the base 10 is considered for this problem because they are decimal numbers. So when we have j is equal to 10, so we have 10 multiplied by 0 plus 0. Second one will be 10 multiplied by 0 plus 1. This is 10 multiplied by 0 plus 2. Each one of them has to be a mod 3. So once we do this calculation, so it is 0 mod 3 is going to be 0. Next we have 0 plus 1, that is 1 mod 3 is going to be 1. Then we have 2 mod 3 is going to be 2. So we can frame the transitions here. So delta of q naught comma, so we are dealing with the first class, therefore the numbers are 0, 3, 6, 9. So these are the input symbols, they are all going to q naught. So from a source state, on the input symbols 0, 3, 6 and 9, you go to q naught. So similarly for the rest of them, q naught on 4, 1, 4, 7, 1, 4, 7, you are going to q1. Delta of q naught comma 2, 5, 8, we are going to q2. So similarly we are going to frame the rest of the transitions. So from 1 we have again 0, 1 and 2. From 2 again we have 0, 1 and 2. So next this is 0 multiplied by 1 plus 0. This is 10 multiplied by 1 plus 1, 10 multiplied by 1 plus 2. So this is nothing but mod 3 everywhere. Ten mod 3 is going to give us 1. Next we have 11 mod 3 is going to give us 2. Next we have 12 mod 3 is going to give us 0 because 12 is exactly divisible by 3. So we will complete the transitions in a similar way. On the first group is going to q1. On the second group, that is 0, 3, 6 and 9, this is 1, 4, 7 is equal to q2. Delta of q1, so this has to be here q1 and not q naught. So 2, 5 and 8 is going to q naught. Similarly 10 multiplied by 2 plus 0. Next we have 10 multiplied by 2 plus 1. Then we have 10 multiplied by 2 plus 2. We have mod 3. So this is nothing but 20 mod 3 is nothing but 2. Next we have 21 mod 3 is 0. Next we have 22 mod 3 is 1. So delta of q2 on 0, 3, 6 and 9 is equal to q2. Delta of q2 on 1, 4 and 7 goes to q naught, and delta of q2 comma 2, 5 and 8 goes to q1. So we have finished this. Next, once we have framed the different transition, we can now write the transition diagram. So first one we have q naught. Q naught is going to q naught on 0, 3, 6 and 9. Next q naught is going to q1. We are going to q1 on the input symbols 1, 4 and 7. Next we are going to q2 from q naught on the input symbols 2, 5 and 8. So similarly we are framing the transitions from q1 now. So q1 to q1 on 0, 3, 6 and 9. Next is 2q2 on 1, 4 and 7. Next we are going back to q0, which is on 2, 5 and 8. Next again from q2. So, q2 to q2 we have 0, 3, 6, 9. Next we have q2 to q0 on 1, 4, 7. Next we have q2 back to q1 on 2, 5 and 8. So, this is the transition diagram. So, we will pick up few strings and find out if the DFA is actually accepting all the digits which are divisible by 3. So, we will take W is equal to 3, 0, 0. We will take W is equal to 2, 7. We will also take W is equal to 1, 0, 3. So, we have these strings here. So, we will see which one of these are accepted and which one of these are rejected. So, first we have 300. So, we start at q0 here. So, before we do this, we will have to determine the final state, and we are interested in 0 modulo 3. So, therefore, the q0 is going to be the final state. So, now we are going to pick up the strings one by one. So, 3, 0, 0. So, 3 q0 on 3 is going to q0. q0 on 0 is again going to q0, and q0 on 0 is again going to q0. So, you are staying here at q0, which is the final state, and therefore, this string is accepted. Next we have 27. So, first you start at q0 and we have to follow 2. So, outgoing arrow on 2 is leading to q2. So, from q2 again we have to follow 7. So, outgoing arrow from q2, that is nothing but on 7, is going back to q0. So, you have landed in the final state, and therefore, this string is also accepted. Next, let us see 103. So, from q0 on 1 you are going to q1, on this input symbol you are going to q1, and from q1 on 0 you are going to q1 itself, and from q1 on 3 you are going to q1 itself. So, here you have, after scanning all the input symbols, you are there at q1, which is not a final state. Therefore, 103 is actually rejected by this DFA. So, therefore, this is the way in which we are going to find out the DFA for a string which is divisible by any number. Now, suppose they ask us to design the DFA such that when W mod 3 is equal to 1, W mod 3 is equal to 2. So, the problem statements may appear like this also, while this current problem has got W mod 3 is equal to 0. So, in this case we are looking at all the numbers that result in the remainder 1. In this case, q0 is not going to be the final state, only q1 is going to be the final state. q0 and q2 will become the non-final states. We have W mod 3 is equal to 2. Therefore, q2 will become the final state, and then q0 and q1 are going to become the non-final states. The problem may be asked in another way also. So, W mod 3 is not equal to 0. So, in this case what happens is q1 and q2 are going to become the final states, and q0 is not going to be the final state. The reason is that we are not interested in anything which is divisible by 3. Therefore, the q0 should not be accepting anything. So, therefore, q0 should become the non-final states. The rest of the possible remainders are 1 and 2, which q1 and q2 are accepting. Therefore, q1 and q2 will become the final states for this case, where W mod 3 should not be equal to 0. So, this is how we solve the problem for any string which is divisible by k. Thank you.